Hey guys, this is Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today this is being recorded live on August 2nd of 2020. And today we are doing a program about creating your vision for the end of 2020. It's on goal setting and on creating a vision board. And for many years, people have told me they don't understand why people have vision boards and they don't know what they do. So I'm just letting you guys know today I'm going to ask you to be a little bit open-minded, hear the stories from people who are balloon decorators from around, and go from their stories. And also my family will be sharing our story a little bit too. So what I'm going to do is ask for those of you who are watching us live that are part of this workshop today is to mute yourself during the presentation part, and then know that we're going to open it up for discussion too. So I'm so glad you guys are here. So what I'm asking you to do is for you to type in the chat box your name, where you're joining us from, and then yes, you have written goals, or no, you don't. And yes, you've used the vision board before, or no, you don't, because that way, as we go through this process today, I'll kind of know where you guys are at. So what I want to do is thank Debbie for being here today. Debbie and I met in 2017. Does that sound right, Debbie?
Yeah.
All right. And Debbie came to Orlando for Promotions and Profits, which was a part of our parade, Promotions and Profits, Orlando style, where we did balloon decor for the Orlando Pride Parade, which was a workshop that I had made up in 3 months after Jonathan Gerber had come with me to Chicago when I was teaching my second workshop in Chicago with Balloons by Tommy and a group of wonderful staff. And after we did that, Jonathan's like, you know what, let's do this in Florida. Let's open it up and we'll do the workshop for people. I'm like, you're wanting me to plan a workshop for our industry with just 3 months to plan it? Sure, we'll go for it. And what's so exciting is Debbie is one of those people that came to the workshop. And one of the things that I talk about at my live events and that I talk about a lot about in Balloon Boss Mastermind is that I want you to dream big. And I love this quote. This is a picture of me in the middle of sitting at the beach in Jacksonville at sunrise with my, or no, that was it sunrise or sunset? One of those. I'm pretty sure it was sunrise with Belinda Barrier from Jacksonville. And she came and took this picture of me, and then she edited this and put fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. And I think that is so important, that no matter what's going on in our life with social distancing and other challenges that we face, is that every night if we fall asleep with a dream and we wake up in the morning with a purpose, it's going to make our lives be better. And in the midst of all the chaos that's going on, I like to be that person that has that shining smile and tells you that everything can be worked out. You just have to come up with a plan and go for it. For those of you who have not met me, I'm Joette Giardina. I'm a certified balloon artist. I'm the owner of BalloonCoach.com and the mentor for Balloon Boss Pro Mastermind. And tonight's program is an open program for people who are not in my program yet, because I wanted you to get a glimpse in of what my program is about and why I talk so much about goal setting and business strategies and not just how to make balloons. So Debbie Medrano, this is her at her, was this at your home or at the car dealership or out where you got the balloon with the back of your truck done?
It was after we got the signs on the truck.
That's awesome. So Debbie was nice enough to let me know that I could use her vision board that she had made. And if you can't see it, in the middle of that vision board is a white truck. There is a van right in the middle of that vision board. And the top of the vision board has the number 2020 on it. And then on the right, you can see her doing a fist pump with her husband with that van. So when people say, Joette, we don't get why we need to write down our goals, we don't understand this vision board thing, you know, we think it's a bunch of hoo-ha, it doesn't work, like, why do I need to do it? I love to be able to share stories like Debbie's to let you guys know about how the whole thing works. So Debbie, if you don't mind, can you tell me just a little bit about yourself, you know, where you live, how long you've been in the industry, and just give us a little bit of your backstory?
Okay, I'm San Diego, California. Married my husband 33 years, and been in the balloon business now for 9 years, I think, and did 6 years part-time. I was a farmer's insurance agent, and I started that job the same time I started the balloon business because of, I started the business and didn't have any work for 4 months, and this job came up, and I thought, well, I should probably take a job that's regular money. And it was part-time. I had a flexible boss. He knew I was starting this business. And over the years, as it was growing, he was being super flexible with me taking time off to do work. I'd go into work late, leave early. And then it got to a point, 6 years later, that I was taking more time off from working with him than working there. And so I had to make that big leap of faith that, yes, I do have enough work to pay the bills and cover my salary, which was like $1,800 a month. Well, in decorating, $1,800 a month, I mean, you could do that on a Saturday. And that's how things were coming out. So it was a big leap to leave that job, but it was the best decision I ever made. And about the same time as when I learned of Joette, and I don't know how that came about, probably on Facebook somewhere, but it was just when I decided to leave, I decided that this was going to be a full-time business and I needed to take it serious. I didn't have a CRM. I didn't have a marketing plan. I didn't have a savings to say, okay, let's go forward. But most importantly, I decided this is full-time. I need to take it seriously. I needed to invest, and I invested in Joette, in the $25, the webinars, things started growing. And that was a big deal, like $25 commitment. I just quit my job, and now I'm, listening to webinars. And the webinars were just so fabulous because it was always someone else's business story and their successes. And so Joette had a wealth of people to help inspire you. So I feel like I've been growing. I've been growing since the moment I decided to go full time. I've always had a website, and in the 9-10 years we've been doing this, I've changed my website 3 times. Because you can't have a stagnant website. It's not just one and done. You have to always update it and always make it fresh. And my website is working very well right now. Where do I want to go from there?
So when did you start finding out about how to write down your goals? Did you have your goals written down originally?
No. So if I met you in 17, I was always a vision board kind of person, but I never got around to doing it. And my excuse was I don't have any magazines. I don't have any cool magazines to find any cool things. And Joette is always, are you still there?
Yes, I'm sorry. I changed something and I'm going to go back to my screen. So
okay.
I was seeing if it worked, but it didn't. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Joette's always like, just do it. Just stop making excuses and do it. So one New Year's Day, husband's watching football. I came upstairs with no magazines and I said, I'm going to do this. And I just started typing in words that I was thinking of, words that I want. What do I really want? I really want my kitchen remodeled. I really want to stop reusing U-Haul vans. I really want my husband to retire. He really wants to retire. Can you see this? Because I can only see the Zoom screen.
So I have the, to see you.
Yeah, I can't see anybody or you.
I see you, and I also see the Zoom screen.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep talking. I can't see anything. But
do you?
I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I just finally did it. That's not this vision board that you see. The one I have that I did on New Year's Day is in my office, and it's a foo-foo-y pretty one for me. But my husband and I went to a class in January of this year, a sales class, an expensive sales class. He wanted, if I'm going to get in your business, I need to, he's a born salesman and he wanted to go to a class. So we went to this class together, and all we got out of it was, you need to focus. 5 hours, we walked out of there, we need to focus. So when I was driving home, I said, all right, I need to make a new vision board that of things that we want to focus on. Because if we're both focusing together, then it's going to happen. And he doesn't believe any of this stuff either. And so this vision board is in my garage/balloon room that we both see it, and he would see it every day coming home from work. And we also hired a Dave Ramsey Dave Ramsey financial coach. So that's the debt-free life that we're working towards. And the van, which we just bought during COVID, just a month ago. I haven't even made my first payment yet. So this vision board is only 7 months old, and I have 2 things I've accomplished on it. My husband, who was supposed to retire in October, retired in May because my grown kids won't come work with me anymore because of COVID, because they don't live with me, and Dad is a diabetic. And I couldn't find any other help. My other helpers couldn't help anymore, and work in May was overwhelming. So after talking to my Dave Ramsey coach, I said, I think I need to have Angel retire. And we crunched the numbers. That was the other thing I wanted to say. Back when I decided to have a full-time business and taking this seriously, that's when I got into QuickBooks. You know, everything else was tracking my numbers through Excel spreadsheet, which was fine. I was tracking them, but I really wanted to see where profit and loss was. So I know a lot of people that new into the business, they get overwhelmed with all the fancy things that I think you develop after being in business for 10 years. Like, of course you have to have a website when you start, but you don't have to have QuickBooks. You don't have to have a CRM. I don't have any regrets that I didn't invest all that money not 10 years ago. I wasn't ready for that. My business grew at the level I could handle it to grow. And it wasn't until I was ready to take it seriously, then that's when it grew. When I decided that this is for sure a business, this isn't a hobby business, this is going to support our retirement for the next 15 years. I can take it seriously. Now I have a CRM. I used QuickBooks for 2 years. I've since dumped that, but you just have to make that choice. And I really like that saying, you don't know where you're going, and if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there.
Yes.
I was not really a big dreamer. Like, I don't know what I want. What are my dreams? I don't know. I just want to be able to pay the bills. But listening to Joette continuously every day, she's in our face about something every day. It's made me start like, yeah, just because the guy down the street has 5 vans and he's bigger than me, why can't I have 1 van? So don't be afraid. And that's where I'm at. And Joette has been a huge inspiration every day. She's always in my ear doing something, making me do something, whether she realizes it or not. So it's an investment. It's the best investment my husband thinks I've ever made, is because, you know, there's business coaches all around, but there's not a balloon coach, someone who lives and breathes and knows the challenges that we have. And it's been the best decision I ever made.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, that's got a double meaning there, because number one, to say that your husband feels like it's the best investment you've ever made. When you think about, many times spouses don't always support our dreams and our businesses or understand what's going on. To have a compliment that your husband feels is the best investment means even more than you saying it, because with you, you're hanging out with me, you know, we've had a relationship together, but with your husband, I've only met him once. And so that means that you are taking action on the things that you learned coming to Orlando, and the action that you're learning from the things that we consistently do in Balloon Boss Mastermind and through the webinars. So for me, that's super exciting to, number one, know that you were able to go, okay, I'm going to focus in on this. If somebody else can do it, I can do it too. And that you and your husband work together to make this new vision board for your company together, and then have already seen the results. It's just really exciting for me. So thank you, Debbie, so much for, number one, investing in yourself and coming to Orlando and then being a part of Balloon Boss Mastermind. But number two, you've inspired so many in our mastermind program just by sharing your story. Because, you know, when you put that picture up in our group with you and your husband fist bumping, like, hey, we got the van and we've got our logo on it and he's retired, like, check, check, check. You know, we've got that checked off the list. I was going to show you guys this graphic because I thought it was perfect. You know, you got the van, you wrapped it, and you retired your husband 5 months early. That's awesome. And I'm glad that I got to play a small part in it, because the big part is you taking the action and making the time every day to go forward and step out of fear and take action in your business. So that's super exciting for me. Do you mind if I ask you one other question to share with the group?
Okay.
Do you remember you and I having lunch together when I was in San Diego for World Balloon Convention?
Absolutely. That was very huge. It was like, she is going to take time out of her busy schedule to have lunch with me. Yes, I remember that. And I remember I was doing 3 different businesses at the same time. And you said, that's a lot. That's really a lot to take on. And that's really a lot to do everything well. You really need to really think about what you want and where you want to go and which one is going to make you make you happy, make you the most money. And yeah, I have since dumped both of them.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes.
And here's the thing, you know, I am so fortunate that I get to share with people during amazing times in their lives when they're making important decisions, when they're just going through life and doubting things. And what was exciting with Debbie is she just put it all on the table for me and just said, hey, here's what I've got. Here's what I'm doing. What do you think? And I was able to share with her the insights that I have, because over the last 17 years in this industry, I've been so blessed with balloon professionals around the world sharing their stories with me that I'm able to go, you know what I've seen is when people are trying to do 3 things at once, they typically can't do any of them well because they're spread too thin and their focus isn't. And I'm not saying that you can't own more than one business, because you certainly can own more than one business. And yes, you can work a full-time job and build a balloon company on the side. But when you want to get into serious growth and you want to make some big changes, being able to have that focused attention on one thing is super important, or time blocking in your schedule so that you can have that focused attention on whatever you're doing. So if you're doing 3 different things, that's cool. But then come into our Balloon Boss Mastermind program and learn how to time block to focus your energy on those spaces. So Debbie, I'm so glad that we were able to take lunch together when I'm in San Diego. And just an FYI for anybody watching this, if you ever see on Facebook that I'm traveling and I'm going to be in your area or driving through your area, yes, I would love to stop and have breakfast, lunch, or dinner with you. It just needs to have fresh fruits and vegetables available for me to eat or a lot of fresh water. But I enjoy being able to share time with people and really get to know them. That's the part about my business that I enjoy the most. So Debbie, congratulations for retiring your husband. And now the 2 of you working together. I cannot wait to see what the end of 2020 looks like.
Let me just say that 2020, my goals keep changing. I've hit a goal and then I move the goalpost because the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. And it's fine to hit your goal, but you got to change it when you hit it and change it to something else. And so it's been a great year. And I know I told you I needed to run because I actually have 4 jobs tomorrow on a Monday, which is very bizarre. So do you have any other questions?
I think that's great. And congratulations on exceeding your numbers from last year and keeping moving forward. It's super exciting. And thank you for sharing your story with us today.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
All right. Hey, guys. So what did you all think about Debbie's story? Can any of you all relate to that at all? Anybody ever? Your video's still on, Debbie.
Oh. Sorry.
You're fine. Just wanted to let you know. Has anybody ever had that type of experience before where you've written down your goals or you've created a vision board and something from that experience has come true? what I'd love to do is cue my husband, that if he would like to come in and be able to share part of his story, I would love for him to do that. I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about my story. I'm Joette. I am living in Lakeland, Florida, which is right between Tampa and Orlando. My daughter is now 20 years old, and my husband, Brian, is a middle school teacher. And the picture that's on the top was from the last week of June of 2020 of our family. And the picture on the bottom, I'm thinking, was probably like 7 years ago. It was when we were at my dad's lake house. And I, at the time, was another 107 pounds heavier than I am now. My husband was 40 pounds heavier than he is now. And since February, my daughter has lost 30 pounds. So we figured it out that the total of us, we've lost 177 pounds in the last 2 years. And so many times people tell me that they cannot lose weight, they can't exercise, they're not able to do personal goals because of a variety of different reasons. And I want to let you know that if you're trying to make a personal transformation, that it is possible to make a personal transformation, even in the midst of being a busy balloon owner, okay? So I want to let you guys know that transformation is possible, and that you can make changes in your life, and it doesn't have to be a huge step at the beginning. It can be small steps along the way. And I want you guys, again, to dream big, because when I stepped on the scales and I realized that I was 200 pounds overweight, number one, I didn't want to admit it to myself, let alone tell anybody publicly on a live webinar that I was that big, but I was 350 pounds. And that number is scary, because it doesn't seem like there's any way on the planet that I would ever be able to be 150 pounds. And that's my goal weight, is 150 pounds. I'm 93 pounds away. So the thing is I started seeing friends of mine who were losing weight. And so it became a little more real to me, but it still wasn't the amount that I had to do. But my dad died in January of 2018. Many of you were with me when that happened, because I was doing a live webinar that week from his home, so I could be with him for the last 10 days of his life. And while I was at my dad's house, he always had the TV playing, and it was super, super negative. Always the news, the same story over and over again. And when you'd walk into my dad's home, rather than saying, hey, how are you guys doing, and giving you a big hug, he'd be like, hey, what do you think about, and talk about some political thing that was going on that I could care less about. And I realized that, unfortunately, my dad was creating this really negative microcosm in his home, because all he listened to all day long were all this negative news feed 24/7. And at that point in my life, I decided, you know what? I don't have time for the negative. I am going to make sure that I just bring light into my life, so that I can have more light and shine more light on other people's lives. And so that was one of my goals, is to reduce the negative energy and increase the positive, and know what the possibilities are for the future. And what I changed in my mindset was, rather than saying that there's no way that I can lose 200 pounds, instead I started focusing on words like, I lost 150 pounds. Okay, so that's my next goal that I'm working on, right? Because right now I'm at 107, so I want to get to 150. And I started thinking on things like relax, rejuvenate, joy, fun. All right, so I started putting those positive words in my life so that I could have it surround me. So what I want to say is, to create transformation, number one, you have to believe it's possible. You need to write a goal down. You create a vision board, which is the pictures of that goal happening. Set a plan, take action daily, take one step at a time, surround yourself with positive people, and you've got this. That's the bottom line. If you guys need to cancel and leave now, you got something else to do. You've heard the main thing that you've got to do to be able to put transformation in your life. Okay? But what I want to do is share with you a couple of other stories, because I know when I first started doing vision boards, it was when I wanted to make that transformation from being a balloon owner to being able to be a balloon coach. I had so many people in the industry calling me and asking for my help, that my husband is the one that really helped balloon coach happen. Is he said, you know what? Joette, if you're going to spend that much time away from our family and away from your business where you're making money, you've got to charge for your time. How many of you guys have been told that before? That if you're going to make all that balloon decor for other people and give of your time, you got to charge for your balloons? Well, the same thing. My husband said, if you're going to give away all that knowledge that you've built over all of these years, you've got to charge people because that is a valuable thing. So thank you, Brian, for inspiring me to charge and take that leap of faith to say, hey, it costs money to hang out with me and to get this knowledge. But the next step is we went to Chicago and we were doing a workshop there, and I had done vision boards on my own through business people in Lakeland. And I ended up selling my company. For those of you who don't know, in 2015, Jonathan Gerber purchased my company from me, and I am his marketing manager and still get to hang out with the business. But now it's no longer my life, and my life is Balloon Coach instead. But when we went to Chicago and I was doing one of my workshops there, I had Diana Gladden come and do a vision board workshop for us because I wanted her to share the steps that I have been taking in my life at home that had helped me transition from party people events to Balloon Coach. And so she did a workshop and told people how to write a vision board in the middle of our promotions and profits workshop. And my husband and my daughter were there. And one of the things that we said was, he goes, I don't understand all this. Hey guys, this is my husband, Brian.
Hello.
And so when we did the vision board workshop, were you thinking it was a cool thing and that you wanted to do it?
Oh, sure. After I was laughing about it and not believing in it at all.
So he was laughing about it and not believing it at all. Okay, he thought it was a hoax. He's like, this is stupid. Like, why would we do this? This is silly. So I want you to share with us. Do you mind if I show them this? Okay. So I'm stopping my share so you guys can see this for a second. And I'm not sure how big it will get. But on his vision board, there are X's. And all those X's are all the things that came true. All right. So on his vision board, all of the X's are the things that have happened in our life since he made this vision board, where he told me it was hokey and not going to happen. So what do you think about vision boards now?
I think they're necessary. Even if you don't really believe in it, they do come true. I looked at this maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times during the time I made it till now.
So what I want to tell you is some of the ones that are on here that came true is that I make time for travel and new exciting experiences every day in every way. I'm becoming a better me. He's lost 40 pounds and he's no longer on his diabetes medicine because of the way that we eat. Many of you followed our medical situations with spending a lot of time with Brian in the hospital over the last 5 years. And I'm really excited that after our last appointment at his doctor's, he's no longer needed to take his diabetic meds because of us eating whole food, plant-based. Thanks to Brian, because he's the one that does all that. He does the research, he figures it out, and cooks our amazing food. I feel healthy, fit, and strong. I am eating healthy is becoming easy because I love how it makes me feel. Okay, back then he had no idea that we were going to go through heart surgeries and that he was going to have all the hospitalizations. And he also was not a big person about being a health nut. He loved junk food.
Definitely wasn't thinking about being a vegan.
So, you know, when you put things down, you just never know what's going to happen. It says, I'm healed, healthy, and whole. You know, he doesn't have the diabetes meds anymore because of the way we're eating. He had on the vision board a kayak, and we just bought our kayaks over the summer. Having a membership for a fitness club, we're doing that. We're doing clean eating. Turn it off and ride your bike. We both have bikes and go riding. And I'm grateful to have a body capable of exercising. My husband suffers from a lot of different medical ailments, some of which is with his gout for his knees and joints. And so now that we're eating this way, it's also helping him not have those extra pains so that we can enjoy exercise. So here's a guy who used to think this was all hokey, and now he's checked all those things off, And last time when I was talking to my mastermind members about creating vision boards, he went right on the computer and he made all these graphics to make his next vision board of places that he wants us to travel to and things that he wants to do within his life. So I'm telling you, if this skeptic can see the benefits of having a vision board, anybody can, because believe me, he was the most skeptical of any person I knew as far as if vision boards could work or not. Anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, you do not need magazines, glue, and scissors, because I am not that person. Both of these that I've made are digital. You can make it right on your computer. I use the app called Pages, which is an iPad app, or you can put it on your iPhone, and it comes out very well.
Cool. So he just uses Pages on his phone, and then he used the pictures that you find on the internet and then sent it to the computer and printed it off. Tabitha said, yay, Brian, love your goals.
You can also use Publisher, which is Microsoft Word.
Cool.
Or Microsoft.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So guys, I wanted Brian to come in because many of you who've heard my story in the past know how important my family is to me and having time with them, because over the years as a balloon business owner, I've spent way too much time away from my family. I originally started in the balloon industry when my daughter was 4, and I wanted to have a business that would allow for us to have time together, to hang out and be that perfect at-home mom, and to have meals prepared on the table when my husband came home from work. And instead, if my husband wanted to eat, he either had to pick up the groceries and cook or pick it up on the way home. And that's how we gained so much weight, is because we were eating fast food all the time. Anybody else can relate to the fact that you're doing balloon deliveries and all you do is go through and grab food? People are saying yes. So what I want to encourage you guys as we go through this process today and as you write your goals down is I want you to think about you and about being able to thrive. What are the things that you've always wanted to do? What are the things that you, whether it's just spending time at home with your family on the couch watching TV or making a puzzle, to going on certain travels and things like that. As we go through this process, I want you to dream big. And then also, it's okay to dream small. Like if there's just small little things that are important to you, put that in as part of your goals. So you heard from Debbie, you've heard from Brian, and now what I want to do is I want to hear from you, okay? So I want to know, why are you joining us today? Are you in the midst of a transition, like with your family? Are you going through a divorce? Or do you have a spouse that's recently deceased? Do you have another family member who's passed away? Are you making a change in your career, that you were working full-time and now that job is gone, and so now you need something else to do? Or the career that you were in is not an essential thing right now and you're not having the work that you used to do? Are you having medical limitations? Why are you looking at having goals and a vision board? So what I'd like you guys to do, if you haven't done it yet, is I want you to have some notebook paper or just some blank white paper that you can write on. That's not blank white paper. There we go. So just grab yourself some blank white paper, grab yourself a notebook, and I want you to write some things down. And then the other thing, if you guys are one of those people who want to go for it, you can use an app on your phone, or be watching the webinar on your phone and be on your laptop or your computer and start pulling off those words. Like Debbie said, she went onto her computer and started writing things down, right? So here we go. So what I want you to write down is, are you happy where you are, but wondering if there's something else that's out there for you? Do you want to have a bit of a roadmap to your goals? Or did you just want to kind of check the tires and see what this vision board stuff is all about? So if you guys can type into the chat for me, or you can open up your mic and talk, because like I said, this is the interactive part. So you can open up your mics and say hello. And I'm trying to pick up my screen here. So just so you guys know, I am recording this. So don't say anything you wouldn't want other people to hear. Because for the people who couldn't be on live today, I am recording. But if you want to open up your mic, you can, and talk, or you can type it in. All right, so one person had just started a new job as an event manager at a swanky country club in March, and 6 days later got laid off because of COVID. So I decided to focus on balloons only from home. As far as a vision board, I haven't done one in a while, but just needed a kick in the butt. Oh, I love it. So here's the thing. Transition happens, and what we have to decide is what we're going to do about it. Brandon, I wish I would have copied down the message that he just did. If you missed our webinar earlier today on having online ordering, Brandon had some great quotes that he shared, one of which was from Michelle Obama, and it basically, paraphrasing it, was that don't be negative about things being different and there being that transition, that oftentimes we learn during that time and something amazing new happens afterwards. So when I talk about mindset, is often when my husband was in the hospital, I'd write blogs from the hospital. What do you do if you have to go to the hospital for yourself or your spouse? Will your business continue to run, and will your clients be taken care of? And people are like, Joette, what are you doing writing a blog in the hospital? I'm like, dude, computer works right next to him. I'm here with him so I can talk to the doctors and nurses, but there's no reason to stop working and just sit there watching TV the whole time. I kept working and using that time to help educate others. So it's kind of like looking at that situation and being thankful that I had created a business that I could be anywhere, even a hospital room, doing my webinars and teaching and coaching with my clients. So when you're in that negative situation of losing that job, focus on what is it that I really want with my life. You know, if I can't work there, what else can I do? So, and I love that you're needing a kick to get the vision board done. I can't wait to see what it looks like, Meg. All right, so a roadmap for my goals, or something to give me focus. Yes, focus is so important, because in the balloon industry, it's very easy for us just to be reactive to all of our clients' needs, and all day long answer Facebook messages, phone calls, text messages, our family's needs, and never have that really direct focus. So what's great is, by me having this vision board right here is next to my computer screen every day. So I see this every day. I'm looking at it, and it can remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm focusing on my goals, is to be able to make these things achievable. All right, so Michelle says, balloon business feels stuck because I am unfocused and I'm having a hard time finding the time to do business. Thank you for being honest. Debbie wants a roadmap. Kelly is looking to retire from corporate America. Awesome goal. Kathy says, kicking the tires to learn more about vision board, but also needing to reset goals, anticipating another transition for a long-time career. All right. Diane, I work 2 jobs, and so I haven't been focusing on my business. It is still taking a back seat. I need to move it to the front seat and get rid of at least one, if not both, of the jobs. All right. As you heard, that's what Debbie did. She was working 3 different businesses. And when we met in 2000, or after I went and saw her, she had come to my event in 2017, and then 2018 sat across the table from her. And I'm like, what's important to you? What is it that you want to focus on? And I think it's one of those times that you just have to make a commitment and just jump in and go for it. Tiffany, my vision board helps me remember the things that I'm working for: a new house, a workshop, a new van, 0 credit card debt, along with her sales goals. Awesome, those are great. Amy, I'm having, I've been in the same career for 20 plus years and was laid off in February. I've always done events on the side and just got into balloons. The feedback I'm getting is amazing. So I've been thinking I would see what I can do with this. Awesome, welcome to the wonderful world of balloons. It is a fun, fun place to be. And our business is honestly growing right now. Joanna is looking for a roadmap. Tabitha looks at adversity as an opportunity to overcome and grow. Yes, awesome, awesome. Nina, been on my job 9 years currently, and have been doing balloons on the side for a while, and have decided I want to do something I actually like, and balloons are it. Wonderful. Amy, I also want to get healthier for the last time. Yes. Here's the thing, guys. I've lost the same 30 pounds over and over again and then gained it back. That was my motto, right? I'm going to lose the weight and then I'm going to gain it back. But what I had to do is I had to take that old story out of my head. One of my favorite webinars is from the month my father passed away, which is January of 2018. And Kelly, who's a dynamic speaker who travels around the world speaking to corporations, was one of the people I had hired for a women's symposium in Lakeland for American Business Women's Association. And she and I met and got to talk a lot when I was taking her to and from the airport. And I said, you know what, I'd love to have you as one of my guests for my webinars because you're just so funny and so right on point with things. And she talked about the power of story, that in marketing and in business, it's important for us to tell our story to the people, to connect with them. But also it's important for us to pay attention to the story that's in our head. And that so many times we have a negative story that we're talking through in our head, that we are telling ourselves lies or we're telling ourselves old truths. And so one of the things for us to get healthy for the last time, being on a healthy lifestyle, is for us to change the story in our head that says we'll always be a certain way. And instead, like what my husband did on his, is putting these positive words like, I make time for travel and new experiences, right? Rather than saying I don't have time to travel, I feel healthy, fit, and strong. So you guys can write these down and use them if you want. I feel healthy, fit, and strong. All right. Eating healthy is becoming easy because I love how it makes me feel. Every day, in every way, I'm becoming a better me. I'm grateful to have a body capable of exercising. All of those are words and new stories that we can play in our head to remind us why we're doing things a little bit differently. So I'm going to read a couple of more of these and we'll move on to the next questions. Felicia, I've only done vision boards with youth transitioning to adulthood, utilizing independent living skills, but never for my business. So yeah, that's what's really cool about vision boards, is it can be for our personal life, our business, and it's all connected. So I encourage people to put it all together on the same board because we don't live a separate life. Our business is connected to our life. So we want to have a lifestyle and a schedule set up that honors all of it. Oh, I love this, Debbie. Debbie says, I want to own the business. Right now, it often feels like it owns me. Anybody else relate to that? That you feel like the business owns you rather than you owning the business? I faced major burnout because I was working 24/7. I wasn't hiring as many people as I needed to help me out. And I worked some crazy 80-hour weeks on a real life schedule. So I really love that one, Debbie. Sharon says, I'm refocusing my entire life. I have left my life and circumstances run me, and I need to take responsibility for my life, own it and my attitude, and start making changes. I've used life circumstances as an excuse to not work towards any goals. Attitude is everything. The time to change is now. Yes, so, so important for me. So one of the things that I want to let you guys know is if you are in a situation where you're trying to work on healthy eating and you just want a couple extra tips and know what it's like to add some more extra fruits and vegetables to what you're eating, my husband has a Facebook group called The Plant Odyssey. So if you're interested in it on Facebook, it's called The Plant Odyssey. And you can join that Facebook group and see all of the, I think I spelled it right, I hope you get it, if not, it has all of the recipes of the things that we eat, like our energy, oatmeal things that we eat in the morning for breakfast, some of the different dinners and lunches that we have that are on the go. As a person who has been through this crazy time of losing 107 pounds so far, is I know I used to always make excuses and still sat by fast food, but now what I've found is if we prepare on one day a week and have that stuff made and in our refrigerator, We can then take it with us in an ice chest in our car. So even with doing a balloon delivery, running kids to school, whatever it is that you do, you can have those foods with you and prepared. And so there's some different ways for him to share that with you guys. All right. So Elaine says she wants to hire others to do the building and heavy lifting because she's had back surgery. Oh, good reason to hire people. So what we're going to do is start moving forward and up the steps. Okay, are you ready? So when you go through this process, it's about having a vision, having goals, having a plan, taking action, and then having success. And if you need help through this process, I encourage you to take the leap and join Balloon Boss Mastermind. Balloon Boss Mastermind, for the first time ever, is closing its doors. And at 8 p.m. on August 3rd, after that time, you cannot join the program again until November, because I'm going to do it now where we take 90 days together and we focus in on our vision, our goal, our plan, and then my goal is to help you take action daily so that you see those successes quicker. And what I have found by taking some really cool training, I invested myself as a business coach by other amazing business coaches and took training on how important it is to close off your membership from time to time so that everybody can get to know each other, work through a process together, and then go ahead and let new people in. So only 4 times a year, I'll be letting new people in. And so I'm just letting you know, if you want some support in this process, Balloon Boss Mastermind is the place to do it. All right, so the quote of the week or for today: you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you're at and change the ending. Let me do that one more time. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. That's by C.S. Lewis. Here's the thing. I was on a training the other day with one of the business coaches that I love, and she made a statement that a lot of times people are going through things in their life, and so they need to go to counseling to help them work through those mental health issues and for them to get rid of things that have happened in the past for them, okay? And if you are going through mental health issues, if you have severe depression, I highly encourage you to go get counseling. I am not a counselor. I used to be in social work, but I am not a trained counselor, right? Well, I'm trained in counseling, but I'm not a certified counselor. There you go. But she said there's a difference between a counselor and a coach. A counselor is looking at the past, and they help you relive the past and to deal with that, right? Where a coach is facing forward and working on the action steps you can take to move forward. So I'm a coach, and I'm going to help you take that step forward. All right. So a vision board is simply a powerful visualization tool that manifests your dreams into reality by activating the law of attraction, and it really works. So if you guys still want to have some more information on that, write down the words law of attraction and Google it. All right. Law of attraction. And the law of attraction is basically this. Has anybody ever thought about buying a new car? And the minute you decide you want to buy a new car and you think about what that car is, you see that car everywhere you go? Anybody else had that happen? Just put yes in the chat, or you can say no. All right, Michelle says yes. And so the same thing happens for us. I don't want, well, I do want a car. It's right here. I want to buy my husband a new car because right now he's driving a car that was our niece's car that I drove to Texas to get for him. So he's got a used car. My husband is always the one in the family that has the car with the most mileage and the oldest car. And one of my goals is to get him a new car or a newer car, to have the nicest car in the family rather than always having the one that is the least nice, because he has supported my dreams over the years and I want him to have something special. So that is on here, is that I want him to have that special vehicle. I want to remodel our kitchen, and all these different things that I have on here, these are the pictures of what I want for the future. So it's what I'm thinking daily. so it can bring things together to make those things happen. So just like when I'm thinking about buying a new car and that's the vehicle we see, I want to see these things and the people that are going to help me make the money to have that new house. Have that new kitchen, have the vehicle for him, and to be able to go on the trips. All right. So are y'all with me? All right. So I'm going to check here real quick. Cody Williams, would you be willing to unmute yourself and come hang out with me for a little bit? I want to tell you guys about a really cool guy named Cody Williams. He is Cody's Red Balloons. Do you mind going on camera, or do you want to just talk, Cody?
We'll see.
Okay, if you don't want to do video, you can just talk, it's fine. So Cody Williams, how many people know Cody's Red Balloons? You've either been on a webinar with me on how to put flowers into your organics. You've seen Cody teach at Promotions and Profits in Orlando. You've met him at other balloon conventions and events, or just followed his amazing balloon decor on Cody's Red Balloons. And Dory says he's the bomb. Lorena says she loves Cody. Tabitha says Cody is awesome and the kind and talented. Yes. So that story, Cody, were you here when I was talking about my husband's story about vision boards?
Yes.
Okay. And so did you agree with Brian on that whole thing about vision boards not being the coolest thing to do on the planet?
Yes. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So Cody came to Promotions and Profits with Chicago when we were doing the Pride Parade, and that was in the class where Diana was there. And did you even want to walk in the classroom when Diana was teaching?
No. I thought it'd be a very boring class, and I wanted to sleep through it.
He was just ready to go to sleep. And can you tell us what you put on your vision board after we finally got you in the room and working on it a little bit?
I put I believe going full time, and a van was on there, and a house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he put on that he wanted a van, he wanted to go full time, and a house. Well, last summer, for those of you guys who followed me on my travels, I was so blessed to go teach in 9 different states on a teaching tour with my husband. So that vision board thing of traveling came to true. My husband and I went to the West Coast and back, and on one of our stops, Cody was so wonderful to let us stay at his home. And so I got to see Cody's red balloon van parked at his house, paid for with balloons, and he had just returned from his vacation that had nothing to do with balloons. Where he
that was on there too. Yeah.
And what was the vacation that you wanted to take?
I want to take a vacation that didn't have anything to do with balloons or learning or anything. It was just strictly a vacation.
And what did you do?
I went to New York with my younger sister for the 4th of July.
And got to see the fireworks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So what was so awesome for me is it was almost surreal. But here I am sitting in someone's house that has been paid for by him going from being part-time to full-time in balloons, that he had his van, and that he had just came off that vacation. It was just so cool to get to hang out and talk to Cody. And then one of the first things he did was open up his computer to show me his QuickBooks because he was tracking his numbers and he knew where he was at with things. And for me as a coach, it's and a friend and just somebody who's hanging out with other balloon professionals working on their goals, there is nothing more exciting for me than to see somebody else's dreams come to reality. And so, again, I want to just share with people that yes, writing down your goals is important. And then having this visual reminder, even if you don't look at it, going through the process of just putting it on a paper, I think is just so important for people. So, Cody, when you went through, and be honest, because I can't remember this part of the story, after you did your vision board, did you look at it at all, or did you just kind of throw it away to the side?
I remember folding it up and putting it in somewhere in my desk and just ignoring it.
Okay. And you know what? That's totally fine. But while you were ignoring the vision board, what did you do to help accomplish going from being part-time to full-time and then being able to get a van and to, get your house? What did you personally do to make that all happen?
I put myself out there, went to all these marketing gigs and meeting people, which I don't, it's not my thing if you know me. But it works every time. I meet at least one person, or I always have like a girlfriend or a sidekick that introduces me to people, and then it's up to me to continue that relationship, and see what they want and how I can help them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know for a lot of people, going to networking is really not a comfortable thing for them. It's not like with me, how I'd love to go be a master connector and hang out with people. And I remember Cody and I talking about it several times, that was not something he enjoyed doing and didn't want to do. So I love that he does that. One last thing that I want to ask Cody is, what do you think made a difference in your business? And this is not vision board related, but just in general, what do you think made that difference in your business when you went from where you were financially before to now kicking it with your sales last year? What do you think was that little extra thing that you did to help notch up your sales?
It was giving up the full-time, part-time job I was at and taking it full-time. Because I got the van first in January of 18. And then I struggled from when I did that to 1st of March, do I really want to continue this job or go full-time with the balloon stuff? Because that's what I've always wanted since I was a kid. And when I got my W-2 from the job, I was like, this is a joke compared to what I'm making money-wise with balloons versus this. You can't live off that. So I just took the plunge, and because I've done this before, and I chickened out and gave in and went back to the normal work world. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to, jump in and, really talk to my friends and get involved in the community and make it really happen. And because I had a huge rent at the apartment, because we're in the oil economy and rent is very high here. And, I had saved money, so I knew I had a cushion for a little while. But going full time was the best decision I ever made. I wouldn't have my house or anything if I hadn't done that.
That's awesome. Well, Cody, I know you being on camera is not your favorite thing on the planet. And I greatly appreciate you sharing your story. And I also just appreciate you sharing your amazing talent with the balloon industry, and like the pictures you put in Balloon Coach Community the other day of your back to school balloon, what do we call billboards? Because it made it so large. Yeah. Just like Texas, everything's big. You went from Peggy's wreath to Texas balloon billboard. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I sold about 3 of those big billboards already.
You sold 3 of them already. That is awesome. So all going back to you sell what you share and what you show. I love it. So Cody, thanks for being on today. And I hope that today you'll write a few more goals down, because I can't wait to see what the future looks like for you. And I appreciate you being a part of everything with us, and you have a wonderful evening.
All right, you too. Thank you.
And you can take off your camera and mute yourself. Okay. I mean, you can keep your camera on so we all can see your handsome face if you want, but I'm just saying you don't have to. All right, guys. So that's Cody Williams, and I just, again, love his story because he took action. He set that vision, even though he didn't know about it, and he folded it up and put it in his pocket, right? But the next thing he did is he made a plan, and he quit that full-time job, and then he took action by going to marketing events, and he had the success. So for those of you who are on the fence, I really encourage you to keep on moving forward. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys one more person talking a little bit about their story, and then we're going to get you guys making your vision boards, all right? So what I'm going to do is welcome my daughter, Marley. And Marley Giardina is 20 years old, okay? And as a 20-year-old, she has kind of been in the balloon industry since 2003 when she was 4 years old. When I did a grand opening at a friend of mine's, I used to have a little teeny area in a storefront. And so I remember her meeting the mayor of Lakeland and going up at 4 years old and shaking their hand and introducing herself and telling them who she was and that she was with Party People Events. So she's learned a lot about networking and business since she was little. But what I'm really excited about for Marley is, again, like Brian shared with you and Cody, that they were a little bit skeptical about vision boards. When I first told you about vision boards and you hung out with us with Diana in Chicago, were you like into it, or did you thought we were crazy?
I thought it was cool, but I thought it was a bunch of nonsense. I didn't think it really worked. And now I've made a few, and not everything has happened, but a lot has happened. And that's what important is, to not beat yourself about negatives, but to always encourage yourself and uplift yourself about the positive things.
That's cool. I've got yours behind us because I want you to show. Vision boards come in a lot of different ways, and so I wanted to show you guys this really quick.
So this one was July, so some of it you might see that it still says July. But I actually learned this in Mary Kay training, and you make 9 slots. And what's important is a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months, some of them are a year, but it's important to work on those short-term goals and have maybe a few long-term goals as well.
So I just wanted to show you guys that not every vision board has to be the same, that it's okay, that it's a little bit different. And with that, it's just taking sticky notes and then putting it on there, right? And then you can change it out later on. So I want to let you know with vision boards, it's about writing down your goals and being able to have things set up so that you see it daily. And then the brag part, for those who are on, if you can mute yourself for me. Okay, we've got singing in the background. Let's see. All right. So what I'm going to do is, again, what I'm excited about for Marley is she set those goals where she just started with Mary Kay about a year ago. It's not even a year yet. And last week during their awards, she got Rookie of the Year, Top 10 in Sales, and Star Consultant. And at the age of 20, I think that's pretty amazing that she's that new into a program and in the midst of COVID. So I do want to talk about one other thing, because so many people are telling me, well, my sales are down because of COVID, right? And let me push this button one more time so you can see.
I would like to say something.
Yeah, just I'm trying to get it where they can see you. Sorry, guys, my computer's being weird. Well, darn. Okay, there we go. And okay, cool. So one of the things that I wanted to let you know about is with Marley, she had moved home in February, right? And so she really hadn't done a lot of with her Mary Kay business from October then, other than going through training. Can you tell me what happened when you set your goals when you came back home?
So I started in August, so it's almost going to be a year. Actually, the 20th is a year, which is crazy. But I feel like really just writing those goals down, and even, some of my goals didn't happen, but just, once you have those goals happen, you're going to want to keep going and going and going. And for me, it's important to have short-term goals that can turn into long-term goals, because I can't really see, I'm a person that is now, I can't really see the future like my mom kind of can. So for me, everyone's different, but it's important to have those short-term goals. And especially with COVID, I know people are saying about their sales and things like that. I will tell you that I was actually number 6 in our unit, which is a huge deal, with over $14,000 in sales. And that was basically from January until the end of June. So in those few months, basically with COVID all happening, I still went out and did it. And a lot of people in here are my customers, and I really do thank you. It does mean a lot to me. And just having people that encourage you, especially like seeing my mom and, you know, her turning balloon into balloon coach, from party people events to balloon coach. It's just a huge deal to follow her passion and her dreams. And my passion with Mary Kay is to help women feel beautiful inside and out. And just, you know, it's just small goals, such as having parties or sale goals and things like that. And, you know, some of my huge goals that I didn't think that were going to happen because of COVID happened. And it's crazy. But you feel so good when those goals happen. And like I said, you just want to keep reaching more goals, sending more goals and reaching them. And it keeps going and going and going.
It's kind of like a snowball effect. And here's the thing, and why I wanted my 20-year-old daughter on. My daughter does not have any background in sales. My daughter doesn't enjoy asking for the sale and telling people, oh my gosh, that costs $200 for your order or whatever. She doesn't like making people feel like she's being salesy, but she has gone through the Mary Kay training that gives you a platform of like, this is what you do, this is what you say, this is how you respond to people, this is how you help people. And the bottom line is, as you guys know, is that Marley loves makeup. She loves skincare. She has her esthetician's license, and right now is not a time to be an esthetician. So being a Mary Kay consultant is great because she's able to share that passion she has of loving to help people feel and look their best. And then my husband and I get to have the benefits of getting to hang out and use the skincare products, and she's my makeup artist here at home. It makes it fun for me as an extra little bonus. But I do want to say that if she, as a 20-year-old without sales training, is able in the midst of COVID to get people to have online parties with her and to purchase the supplies and for her to exceed her goals, then you, as a balloon business owner who provides smiles and help to people, there's no excuses. There is an opportunity for you to reach your goals too. So Marley, thank you so much for sharing your story, because I want, again, for people to hear from people who are skeptics, for people who are young, from people who are old, and that are facing the same type of obstacles that we have. And she's in a totally different industry. She's in the makeup industry, right? But she still was able to set that plan and go for it. So even though her vision board looks totally different than this, it still has the same effect of being able to write your goals down and look forward.
And the other thing that I want to say is some people like pictures. Some people do post-it notes. It really just depends. You know, it can be as simple or as, you know, not complex, but elaborate as you would like it to be. And it's important to cross your goals off as well. Or with the sticky notes, once you finish them, because I kind of do them in months. Once you finish those, or even if you don't finish them, make new ones. And don't, like I said, don't be discouraged about the ones that you didn't make. Did I make all of my goals last month? No, I didn't. But I exceeded some of my goals that I really didn't think were going to happen. So it's really important to not beat yourself down, because I know how that is, and I know it's hard to not sometimes. But just remember, don't beat yourself down, and instead of beating yourself down, just celebrate those wins and those positive, and it'll keep happening. Like my mom said, it's going to just be like a snowball effect.
Thank you, Marley. So yeah, never beat yourself up over not accomplishing a goal, because you can always change it later. And that was something somebody talked about earlier. Debbie was talking about sometimes our goals change, that we have to update things and adjust depending on our circumstances. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the goal writing and vision board process now. So if you've never done this before, I would love for you to do it with us. And like I said, you can do it as simply as my husband said, getting out your phone and doing the pages part on your phone and putting in the information. Or if you're on your phone for the webinar, you can go onto your computer and just pull up cool pictures. So the way we're going to go through this process is, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to think about what are the things you really, really want to have happen above all else. So like for me, My number one thing over the last 2 years is then that I want to have a healthy, strong body so that when that beautiful girl has children, that I can be that fun, funky grandma who can take my grandkids hiking, that can go run up and down the playground with them, that can take them at the beach, that they can go swimming and hiking and boating and not lose my breath. I can now walk up staircases to go to Zumba without being out of breath, and I can do it regular steps. Before, I had such back pain and knee pain that I had to walk just one step at a time. I go 1 foot up, 1 foot up, 1 foot up, 1 foot up. I couldn't go step, step, step. And I would be out of breath when I got to the top of a staircase. So for me, one of the things that I wanted above all things else is I wanted a healthy body where I wasn't out of breath and that I had extra strength. So I want you guys to think about personally and within your business, what are the things that you really want to have happen above all else? And I want you to write that down, okay? So that's the first thing for you to write in your notes. All right. So examples include maybe putting pictures of places that you want to travel, your favorite car, your dream body, your business goals, inspirational quotes, pictures of friends and family, really anything that you love and are grateful for. And the idea behind this is that when you surround yourself with the positive images of who you want to become, what you want to have, where you want to live, and the things that you're grateful for, your life changes to match those images and those desires. The law of attraction in essence. When we express gratitude, we bring more into our lives to be thankful for. And so what I'm going to do is just let you guys write down some of these key points, and then I'll answer some questions. If you've ever done a brain dump, it means writing down everything in your head that you want to have happen, okay? And so a couple of different areas is to think about what you want to have happen with your family, what you want to have happen with your friends, what you want to have happen with your health, what you want to have happen with your finances, and what you want to have happen with your business. And then you can either do it old school like I did and print it off from your computer, or if you have magazines, cut things out and make the pictures and put it on. Or you can do it like Brian did with the high tech of just going online and putting the pictures, or you can do it as simply as writing on a sticky note and putting it up on the piece of paper. It's up to you what process that you want to use. All right, so I want you guys to think for a minute and just write some of those things down, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so on your notes, you're writing the things down that make you happy, and then you're writing down the things that you want to have happen in your life in all those different areas, from your personal life, your family, your friends, your business, your financial goals. All right, so Leslie was asking me to repeat. Yeah, so you want to write down about your family, your friends, your business, your financial goals. Another thing is just like, how do you want to feel? Like, do you want to feel energized? Do you want to feel strong? Do you want to feel positive? Do you want to be an encourager? Like, are you one of those people that you're like a doubting Thomas and you're always negative and you'd rather be an encouraging person? Like, it could be that there's a personality trait that you want to enhance. You get to choose all of the things that you want for your life. It's not just about, okay, in my business, I want to sell $100,000 of balloons. But it's about what is it that you want from your life because of selling 100,000 or 500,000 or $1 million in sales. What is it that you want from that experience? Speaking of family, mine is going crazy. This has been great. I will come back and watch it. Okay, totally understand. I will be putting the replay up in Facebook for you guys, and also it'll be in our member area in Balloon Boss Mastermind. All right, so as you go through this process and as you create your vision board, it doesn't have to be a one and done thing. You can either do what my husband did, and as you accomplish things, cross them off, or what I've seen other people do is actually put the things that they want new on top of it. So like after this one's accomplished, they may put something else on top of it, or later on you can just update and leave things on it that was in this one and then put something new up. All right, so with the vision board you can make it however you like. But the bottom line is throughout this process is for you to dream big, and for you not to be afraid to admit that, you know what, the thing that I want most in life is that I have dinner with my family every night, okay? Or it might be that you need to just have quiet time for yourself each morning. Or it might be, hey, I want to pay off my debts, or I want to be able to have money for my daughter to go to college, or I want to have money to go on this awesome trip. You get to choose what those dreams are and what you want from your business. All right, so what I want you guys to do for me for a minute is I want you guys to dream big. I want you to write things down on your paper. And then if you'd like to share, I would love for you guys to share one or two big things or little things, just a thing that is on your goals or your vision for the future. And if you would like, you're more than welcome to open up your mic and say them if you'd like to share. So just to give other people encouragement or thoughts or ideas, I'd love for you, if you'd like to open up your mic and share. All right, somebody opening up their mic?
Do it.
Yep, just 1 second. Hey, Lorena.
Hi. So I just did the Post-it note thing, but I did have a little poster board, so I just threw some stuff on there. But my first one is I want my daughters to be able to buy houses and the one to refinance hers. I want to make at least $5,000 a month to start.
Awesome.
And get off unemployment. And I want to hit 199 pounds.
Awesome.
I have yet to do, but that is a big goal for me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, we've got quit my job, be my own boss, 0 credit card debt by the end of the year, a van, build a team, and buy a house. Awesome. People don't understand this or get it, but I want to make enough money to get the sugar mama, so to speak. Oh, I love it. Be a sugar mama. That's fun. Rather than being a sugar daddy, be a sugar mama. I love it. To pay, so the question is, to pay yourself $5,000 a month, how much do you need in sales? This is a great question. And it goes back to knowing your numbers, because here's the thing. So many times people tell me that, hey, I did $100,000 in sales last year. And I'll be like, awesome. What were your expenses? And they're like, huh? I'm like, well, how much did you spend on that to make 100,000? You know, how much was your salary to yourself? How much was your expenses for your product? And people don't know that. So to be able to know how much you've got to do to make $5,000 for yourself, you have to know what your profit margin is. So one of the cool things that I'm really excited about is Jessica Sterling is now serving as our financial advisor for Balloon Boss Mastermind. And she's done a couple of webinars on knowing your numbers and that numbers don't have to be scary. And she's made a couple of really cool calculators that are in the Balloon Boss Mastermind area under Unit 3. And you can go to that calculator to help you figure out numbers. But bottom line is over time, if you're brand new to our industry, from the start, I encourage you to have QuickBooks or some other kind of online bookkeeping so you can just simply plug things into your phone or do things on your computer very easily to know how much you're spending and how much you're making. Because one of the things is I know a lot of times people underprice what they should charge for something, and somebody will sell a design for $100 and think, wow, I just made $100. But then I'm like, well, I see like 10 different colors of balloons that you had to use. Did you buy all those bags of balloons? And they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, and it's organic, so there's like different sizes. And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, I spent $200 on the balloons. And I'm like, but you only charged $100 for that. They're like, well, I'm going to sell them some other time, but maybe you do and maybe you don't. So one of the things when you're figuring up your numbers is to figure out how much your overhead is to be able to sell. And so I know a lot of people in the balloon industry that if they sell $10,000, then $5,000 of that stays in their pocket. But the only way to do that is to do the math and to see if your numbers calculate that way. So it's about knowing what your profit margin is and being able to calculate your numbers out. And we will be talking a lot more about that in Mastermind over the next 3 months, because I want people to really feel comfortable in how they do their numbers and doing the math. But it's not something that happens overnight. You have to kind of look at what are your current expenses or what do you plan your expenses to be in the future, to know your lease, to know your insurance, to know all of the other expenses that go into running your business, so that when you're calculating your numbers, that you're multiplying by the right number to make sure that you are making the profit you want. So I hope that helps a little bit. So one of the things I encourage people to do is when they're setting up their goals is to look at how much do you personally want to make in your pocket, then use your percentage, and then figure out how much it is that you need to sell. So that's one of the ways that I work that math. But that's a great question. All right. So are there any questions currently about this? The bottom line with doing a vision board is it's just a way to put your, it's a way to put your goals into a visual, okay? So it's not like saying that this is magic, because it's not magic. All it is it's our brain going, oh, this is possible. Every day, in every way, I'm becoming a better person. It's a visual way of seeing our goal. It's not hocus pocus. It's not magic. It's just helping our brain focus in on the positive things that we want for our future. So I want to be really clear on that. That a vision board isn't like I'm saying, okay, if you make a vision board, it's automatically going to happen. No. What it is by writing a vision board, it allows you to get clear with what your goals are and what you want your future to be. And then just like Cody, it lets you learn to take action steps to make them reality. Or just like Debbie, when she got clear on, oh, what I want is to have a thriving balloon business, that I can retire my husband early and that I can have the things that I want. And the way I'm going to do that is by taking action on the things that Joette tells me to do in our live trainings in Balloon Boss Mastermind. And then it was taking action daily that made those goals happen, okay? So that's the other thing I do want to just make sure you understand, that having a vision board is a visual reminder of our goals, because as creative people, a lot of times being able to see it rather than just writing it really helps it happen. Okay. So let me see. All right, I'm checking to see if there's anything. All right, so Tabitha said, I'm thrilled about the 90-day challenge. Sounds like the roadmap I need. I love that people are posting personal goals, but my goals are business goals. Yeah, and that's, I want you guys to understand that the two worlds go together, okay? So what you want to look at is when you're writing your goals down, is in your business, is it that you want to have employees to inflate all of the balloons, right? So that you don't have to? Is it that you want to have a delivery person so you don't have to do the deliveries? Is it that you want a takedown person so that you can be at home with your family and go on trips? So think about in your head, what do you want your business to look like? And the whole thing about being a balloon boss and having a balloon boss mindset is understanding it's okay to have help. And it doesn't mean that you're less of a person when you ask for help. So I'm going to just give you guys a little bit of information real quick, and then I'm going to finish up the answer so we can finish up. So here's the thing I want to let you guys know. Whether you invest in ballooncoach.com or not, you don't have to buy from me. But what I want you to do is I want you to invest in yourself. I want you to buy training. Between now and the end of 2020, I want you to buy training to help you take the next step in your business, whether it's with the Balloon Coach or with somebody else. And if you want it to be with Balloon Coach, you just go to ballooncoach.com and you can click on Summit to come hang out with us in November in Orlando. And yes, with COVID, I understand some people don't feel comfortable traveling, so you can buy your ticket, and instead of coming, you can actually live stream it and be able to be with us, but you have to have a paid ticket to get that information to be there live with us online. Our instructors are coming to Orlando. Balloon Boss Mastermind, like I said, the cart closes at 8 p.m. on August 3rd, and then you can go on and get on the wait list to come and hang out with us in November. But for the next 3 months, the doors are closing at 8 p.m. on August 3rd. Our Balloon Boss Pro course is a self-study and bite-size. Right now it's just $449 because it's in the stages of being built. Not everything is there yet. But it's a way to just have information little bits by little bits, and knowing that that'll be completed by December. And then we also have online downloads. So at ballooncoach.com, when you have training that you're looking for, I encourage you to go there to invest in yourself, because what happens is when people make that investment, they tend to do more. All right, so Tabitha, did you have a question? I think your mic's open.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm cooking.
Oh, awesome. What's for dinner?
Chicken and dumplings.
Okay, awesome. All right. So I had a question about what is the 90-day Thrive Challenge. Thank you, Tiffany, for that question. So for those of you who don't know, I am doing a new part of our program. I asked you guys to invest in training, because what happened for me is when I started in the industry in 2003, the previous owner of my company said, Joette, you got to go to training and get connected with other balloon people. So in 2004, I went to Fort Lauderdale, which is almost 4 hours south of me, stayed in a hotel, didn't know anybody, and I met Peggy Williams. So for those of you who haven't met Peggy Williams yet, you can online, because she did a free webinar with us in Balloon Coach Community. You go into units and you can find it, or in Balloon Boss Mastermind, you can go into units and find her free webinar, or on my YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel. And you can listen to Peggy Williams tell you about all kinds of great things that you can do with foil balloons to make those wonderful foil designs to put on a door. She does a door wreath. And then also she showed how to put it on a pole. And then I did a training on putting it on a pole. And then Cody Williams just put up a super size one of the balloon billboards. So the cool thing was, is when I went and met Peggy and other instructors, I found out how amazing our industry was. And I took that information that I learned from Peggy to do what she calls cha-ching to ching. Like, hey, Mrs. Smith, I can make this for you starting at $55, $75, $125 and up. So she talked about never feel like you go with a base price, that you always want to give people at least 3 different levels and say, and up. So people know that they can spend an unlimited amount of money with you in balloons. That gave me confidence to come home and go, you know what? To my current clients, Here's what I can offer you. Or you know what? I can offer you this. I can offer you this or more. What would you like to spend? And it gave me the confidence to go out and take the next step. So I talked to you guys about investing in training. So what I did this last year is I've invested in several business coaches that have helped me to make the Balloon Boss Mastermind program better. And so what's happening with the 90-day Balloon Boss Thrive Challenge is I have hired help, because I know that people need to have other people helping them out to have success. So I'm going to share my screen. And what's going to happen is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern is our first Monday of the month, and that's where we have our first class every month. So on the first Monday of every month at 9 p.m. is our Balloon Boss Mastermind Q&A, where we put somebody on the hot seat, at least one, a person who's asked questions in our Facebook group for Balloon Boss Mastermind, and say, hey, I need help. So we've got a person right now who's struggling with pricing and marketing and wants help with that. So she'll be on the hot seat. She'll tell us our situation, and then myself, the mentors, and the other members of Balloon Boss Mastermind will share, you know what I've done in your situation is this, and it worked. And so the power of Mastermind is learning from other people. Well, what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'm going to introduce people to our new mentors. And we've got Gail Whittier of Balloons by Gail in South Florida, and she is now serving as my community manager. So when people have questions in our Balloon Boss Mastermind Facebook group, she's helping people out. And as you come into the program, she will call you within your first week to welcome you to the group. Make sure you know where to find everything in your member area in our Mastermind Facebook group, and that you're in our Facebook group, and just to be there to help you out and support you. Jessica Sterling is a master in business administration and a financial advisor for Belinda Barrier with Balloon Construction Company in Jacksonville, one of my instructors for the webinars and my instructor for Balloon Boss Pro Summit. So Jessica understands business, money, and finance, and now she understands it from the balloon industry, and she can help you know how not to be scared of numbers. So she's done trainings for us, and then she also has advisory packages if people want one-to-one coaching specifically to their company to look at their specific numbers. She is available to do that, but she's also hanging out and answering questions and getting to know more about the balloon industry and helping you understand what numbers are important. So I'm super excited about that when you're working on pricing for profit. And then Liz Romani is our new retail and marketing mentor. And what she's going to be doing is on Sundays, she is going to be hanging out with us at 11 a.m. So on the 9th is going to be marketing, and she is giving us each month our own guide. And I'm super excited about this. So what will happen is tomorrow, all of my Balloon Boss Mastermind members will be able to go in and get this wonderful pricing guide that you can edit and make it your own. So you can change the graphics and make it to be your logo colors and your logo on there. And on the 9th, she's going to show exactly how to do that if you're not a person that's computer savvy, to be able to go into PowerPoint and figure that out on your own. But this is an awesome thing that you're getting off the bat as a mastermind member. Is each month you're going to get a new guide to help you sell, because one of the things we talk about is that you sell what you share. And if you have a pricing guide figured out by using Jessica's pricing for profit formulas, you figure out what your numbers need to be, adjust it, put your number on here, your website on it, and your clients can start buying now, reducing the amount of time it takes for you to do a quote. So these guides are super important. So that's an additional part of our mastermind program now. So with the Thrive Challenge, what we're doing is giving you the tools you need, the support system you need to take the next step. So what we're doing in the 90-day challenge is you still have access to all of my past webinars. You have access to all of the marketing training that I've done just for the mastermind program. And then you also, let me go ahead and show you this part. Let me go into Balloon Boss Mastermind, our mastermind Facebook group. You get to hang out here, and under photos, you go to albums, and we have all these photos that are available for you to use in your marketing. So if you're wanting to do pole decor for the summer, you can go right here to this photo. You can download it onto your computer, and then you can watermark it with your logo and put this up on your website or your social media to use. So we have stock photos that you can use in your marketing. And then we also have some of our Balloon Boss Mastermind members who have shared some of their photos for other members to use. And so again, when you go into the albums, they are there for you to use to help you with marketing, because one of the number one things people talk about is how a lot of times they don't have a certain balloon and they don't want to go inflate it to show as a sample. So they ask for help with that. And so I was going to show you one other area. Where did it go? You know, when you're on live, you never can find exactly what you want. There we go. So Charlene was so wonderful to say that people could use her helium balloon displays to help in selling. So if you're doing it for a birthday party, whatever, you've got all of those that you can use for your marketing to show your clients and to help you out along the way and to put into your Facebook posts. So one of the great tools in Mastermind is people coming together to support and help each other. And so through this challenge, each morning you will have a positive quote to help you get your day started, an inspiration for success. Then you will have a, oh, sorry guys, I'm pushing the wrong button while I'm trying to talk to you. We have units. So inside of our mastermind, the overview of our mastermind group, how the weekly schedule for success works, numbers don't have to be scary, and then framing for indoor and outdoor. And it goes on, and there's 60 different units there showing you how to make the balloon decor and tips and hints on marketing and selling it. And then within our files are scripts on how to sell. So it gives you a script of how to pick up the phone and how to make a phone call out. And so throughout the 90-day challenges, each day there's going to be a tip of something that you should be working on in your business to grow. And then the next really cool thing is for those people who have retail stores, we're going to have a retail store breakout group on twice a month. So for August, it's going to be on the 16th and the 30th that all of our retail store owners can hang out and brainstorm together the problems that you guys are having. And then we are going to have a marketing twice a week where you can talk about the things that you need help with marketing. We are going to have on Wednesdays where I go live doing balloon decor, and you can then build it with me on the other side, and we can share cameras and discuss it, and you can ask questions on framing and sizing. So bottom line is, with the Take Action, the Thrive Challenge, Balloon Boss Thrive Challenge, is to help people go from sitting on the couch or sitting in their office pulling out their hair and giving you baby steps that you can do each day to move forward. And what's going to happen is by defining your goals, you're going to be able to see on our success path, because I've got a success path I'm showing everybody tomorrow. It's like, here, this is the number one thing you need to look at. Then here's the number two thing. Okay, online presence. Here's the things that you need to make sure happens first, right? So it gives you the baby steps that you can go, this is where I'm at, and here's the next step of where I need to go. And rather than feeling like you need to do everything yourself, you have support and encouragement to help you along the way. And the reason we're doing it is a 90-day challenge is that from all the training that I've invested in, people make the best changes in their life by doing something for 90 days to create a habit and a way of life. And then what will happen is every 90 days, we will allow new people to come into Balloon Boss Mastermind. We'll welcome everybody. And those people who want to stay in Mastermind get to stay and continue the momentum. We welcome in the new people, and now we work on our next goal. And then that next 90 days. So that is why we're doing a 90-day program now. It's because I want you guys to have support. I want you to build relationships with the people in the group. I want you to have the mentors. And now you get to have the pricing guides, you get to have the photos that you need, and then you get to have this wonderful support team that's there answering your questions in our Balloon Boss Mastermind group to help you go to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and answer a few questions. Tabitha says, that sounds amazing. No additional cost. The program will pay for itself. Yeah, I honestly should be charging $297 a month for this program. And I know that because I'm in other programs that I pay that much, and I don't get half the resources that I'm giving you guys. So for $97 a month, you get into Mastermind. If you wait till November, it will be $97. So if you're wanting to take advantage of $50 off, you need to go to ballooncoach.com today before 8 p.m. on the 3rd, because at that point the doors are closing and we won't let new people until November. But right now, when you go on and you save the $50. Nina, did you have a question?
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So yeah, if you want to save $50 and you're brand new to the program, you go on to ballooncoach.com and enroll today. And then yes, there is going to be a replay of this. As soon as we get off, I will be letting this go into a download and putting it into our Balloon Coach community and our Balloon Boss Mastermind. And so for the 90-day calendar, yes, there is a calendar. It will be in the member area tomorrow. I'm just having a few tech issues with it. So yes, what will happen is every 30 days, you will get a thing. So each month, so the beginning of August, you'll have the calendar for the month. Then the beginning of September, you'll have September, and the beginning of November, you'll have November. So because it's a monthly membership, we release it by the month. And again, with the special guides, the pricing guides we're doing, we'll get a new one each month that you guys can manipulate and use for the holidays. Great questions, guys. All right. Any tips on how to stay on track with your goals? Do you set a reminder? Is it a past goals? Okay, cool. So one of the ways that I remember my goals is that I write them down. I put them in a journal, which you can use the Thrive journal that we're giving you, print it out, and then write on it. By having these printed out, and I just leave it in front of my computer so I see it. But by writing things in your journal and being a part of the Balloon Boss Thrive Guide, is you'll be able to weekly look at things. And I always encourage people that by 10 a.m. on Monday morning that they have their plan for the next week. And so you're writing down what you've got going on and understanding, give yourself some grace. Some things come up and you can't get everything done. So pick one thing at a time you're focusing on. So you kind of do that brain dump of everything you want, but then prioritize and put the top things first. And I usually prioritize the things that are going to give me money because I want to make sure my electricity doesn't get turned off, that I get to keep my cell phone, and that my house doesn't get foreclosed on, right? So the first thing I want to do is make money. So I do the things that will make me money first. And then I start working on the things that will make me more efficient and make me more profitable in the future. And so what's great is in our Balloon Boss Mastermind Facebook group, you can ask questions like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so overwhelmed. I have these 5 things that I want to do. Which one should I do first? Ask that in our Balloon Boss Mastermind group, and I answer it. To do one-on-one coaching with me is $100 an hour. So for just $97 a month, you get to have answers from me, but we do it in the group coaching format so that everybody learns and that you're not having to pay $100 an hour for the knowledge. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So yes, Stephanie, you will have a calendar of events that you'll be able to print out for the 90 days that show you when all of our trainings are. Today, Liz and I just figured out the schedule for the marketing and retail part. And so, yeah, I will have that calendar for you guys tomorrow for you guys to print off when all of the things. All right, and Annette's saying, anyone in California sign up for Mastermind and let's connect. Yeah, great. And yeah, Annette, Debbie Madrano, who was my first speaker, she's from California. We have several other members that are from California. All right, Stephanie says she's ready. I'm so excited. Woo-hoo! So, yay. All right, so guys, Lorena's saying, I'm excited for the Balloon Boss Mastermind for the 90 days. I believe that this is what I need to keep focused and make those changes that I need to make my goals. Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. The way that I've set up Balloon Coach from day one is that it's not just about you making beautiful balloons. And I say this all the time. I absolutely love going to World Balloon Convention and Float. Those are the 2 conventions that I, as Balloon Boss Mastermind, pay to be a sponsor of. And I go to those events and I'm in the showcase so that I can support education, that I can meet and connect with people. At the same time, The one thing that I always have had an issue with is when I go to these amazing events, I see beautiful balloon decor created, and I see people so excited and motivated to do things, but when they get home, they don't take action on what they learned. Because when they get home, life happens, and you're busy with your family, you're busy with financial obligations, you're busy meeting your clients' needs, and the way our brains work is we forget things if we don't use it and if we don't teach it to somebody else. So by setting up Balloon Boss Mastermind, it allows for you to use your brain to interact with other people so that when they're asking questions, you're like, oh, wait, I learned about that. Let me tell you how that works. Or, oh, I've done that before. Let me tell you about it. That makes your brain be engaged. It helps you remember things. And now having those reminders through our Thrive Guide, it helps you go, oh, I do need to work on this. I knew that. Somebody told me about it before and I forgot. So yeah, today I'm going to make it a priority and work on this. It's just how we are as human beings, that over time we're not going to apply things unless we have somebody to help remind us and to help us continue to move forward. And that's what Balloon Boss Mastermind is to help you change into a positive mindset, a growth mindset, that no matter what your situation is, even if you're a person that because of medical, you're concerned to go out and do deliveries, you know what? You can be a boss and you can hire somebody to pick those items up from your house and go deliver them. I know people using Uber to make deliveries. I know people hiring other people who are out of work to make deliveries for them with the balloon decor that you can create within your home to still be able to do your passion and then have somebody else do it. And people say, but I can't afford that. That's a mindset thing. Yes, you charge your client for the delivery fee at a rate, and you charge for the balloon decor at a rate that you can afford to have that delivery person go do the delivery for you. So no matter what your circumstances right now, in the midst of social distancing, I know that you can move forward with your goals, whether it's that you want to continue to lose weight and feel better than you ever have in your life, whether it's that you want to grow your business to the next level because Debbie talked about her sales being higher than she had expected. I know so many other people in our industry who are rocking their goals. So I encourage you guys to continue to move forward one step at a time. And the way you do it without becoming overwhelmed is come hang out with us in Balloon Boss Mastermind and do as little or as much as you want each day. If you're one of those people who needs accountability and somebody to hold your hand, then you go into the group and say, hey, I need accountability. I want to be a part of an accountability group. Or if you're a person that's like, I just want to get my nice little brochure that I can personalize and I want to know what my positive affirmations are and I'm going to go hang out and do it on my own a month, you can do that. That's totally up to you. But what I do encourage is when you get connected in Balloon Boss Mastermind and you share your story, and you share your successes, you share when things don't go right, everybody else learns from it. And I'll tell you an example of that real quick before I close out. Last month, Ariel gave us information on when she did her largest outdoor event. And she shared with us all the beautiful diagrams that she used to promote the event. She showed us how she told the team how to set things up. And she let us know what worked really well. And she told us what went wrong. And by doing that, she just shared stuff to save other people time and money in the future by not making the same mistakes. And that's the power of Mastermind, is that we share our successes, we share our failures, we all learn together so that we can walk the path to success faster and being more profitable. So guys, I want to encourage you to make your vision board, whatever that looks like to you. If it's cutting out the pictures, if it's getting it off your computer, or if it's simply taking sticky notes and putting them on a poster board. I know that you have the ability to make your dreams come true, because if I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me other than the fact that I surrounded myself by positive people. I invested a ton of money in business coaching. I'm going to say that again. I've invested a ton of money in business coaching. Not only to make the transition in my business from party people events to balloon coach, but as balloon coach, I've invested money to be able to make this program work how it needs to. And that's why for the first time ever, we're closing the doors. That's scary to me, because in the past I've always opened my doors and everybody come in. And I'm telling people, you know what, for 3 months you can't come in. So come in now or you don't get to come in until November. That's scary for me. But I'm stepping out in fear and I'm doing it anyway, because I surrounded myself with mentors who have been before me and know better than I do of what my clients need. And I went through the training to make the program better. So it's the same thing that we do as balloon business owners, is sometimes when we hear things like you need to raise your prices and you get more clients, you're like, what? Raise my prices? People already give me price objections. But you know what? When you raise your prices, it makes you feel good because you're getting paid at a fair rate and you're being profitable. And now you can actually stay in business. And it's like, wait, what? And then when you raise your prices and you end up having more business than you ever have, you are so confident, you're so excited, and you keep moving forward. So guys, no matter what your goals are personally and professionally, it all ties together. I want you to do one last thing, and in your notes, I want you to write down my email, joette@ballooncoach.com. So what I would love to have happen is on your vision board, I want you to put joette@ballooncoach.com. And I would love for you in a year from today to send me an email and let me know how you're doing, or better yet, send me a message in a Balloon Coach community or in Balloon Boss Mastermind and share it with me. As you make your vision boards, I would love for you guys to share them in our group. I will have a vision board post up in the announcements in both groups for you to be able to share a picture of your vision board and maybe your top thing that you're working on. And whether you decide to invest in Balloon Boss Mastermind at this time or not, I want you to remember that the #1 person that makes the difference in your life and your business and your goals is you. Each day, look in the mirror and understand that that's the only competition, not what other people are doing and other people make decor better than you do or prettier than you do or somebody else has more sales than you do. The only competition in your life is you, and that each day you're competing to be a little bit better than you were the day before. Do not compare yourselves to others, because I know in this world and Facebook, it's so easy to do that. Compare yourself to where you were yesterday, and each day take one step forward. I'm so glad that you guys are here and were a part of today's program. I cannot wait to see you rock out your goals and tell me how things are going the end of December, and then to see where you are with your business 1 year from today. I know that what we talked about with goal setting and vision boards can be transformational in your business, because as you heard from the people that were on with us today, it's worked for them and it can work for you too. So take that step today to write down your goal, make your vision board, and I can't wait to see what the future has to hold for you. Tabitha said, I can't wait to figure it out with you. Figuring out the wrong, what's holding her back. All right. Cool. So the 90 days will, so 90-day Thrive program is August, September, October. So we work for 3 months together. And then what will happen is I'll open the doors back up that last week of October for people to start with us November 1. So you can stay in Balloon Boss Mastermind for years, or you can just hang out for us for a little bit. It is not a contract. It is just a monthly membership fee. And so you give it, you start it, you kick the tires, don't like it, you can go. No harm, no foul. The thing is that you just no longer have access to the training. So when you leave Balloon Boss Mastermind, you just no longer have access to our group coaching and our Balloon Boss Mastermind Facebook group, and you no longer have access to all those units, or the training, or the marketing, masterminding, or all of our online training that we have of webinars that have been recorded since September of 2015 with people like David Mahoney, Balloons by Tommy, Chris Adamo, Stuart Davies, so many more people. We have had over 40 speakers in the last 5.5 years. So you can go look and go, oh, I need some information on how to do a website, and go look at Brandon's. Oh, I need to know how to make my social media look awesome. Go look at Belinda's, or we have another speaker that was on how to turn your Instagram followers into customers. All of that information is just sitting there for you to listen to, and you can put it into your ears rather than watching Netflix. You can listen to our webinar speakers. So guys, thank you for being here. And again, if you need any help, go to ballooncoach.com, and I look forward to seeing you thrive the end of 2020. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.